Hello and welcome to Rejects KS's guide to flipping the Grand Exchange market. I'm going to teach you fundamental tips and tricks to getting your way into the Millionaires Club of Runescape. The first thing I have for you today is you need a decent capital, at least, to start flipping items on the Grand Exchange, because the best kind of items are low priced with high limits. Unless you want mediocre profit on big items like, chest plates, like Bando's chest plates. And at that point, you're going to be making small amounts of cash for items that are worth way more than you should be paying. So let's start. I'm going to use my own personal favorite item, which would be red chins. So I'm just going to look them up here. So they're going for 856 guide, so that's going to be your max selling price. And I'm just going to check out what they're selling at right now by buying one at regular price. I can see that people are selling them for 809, and my max profit I can make from them buying them at this price would be 47 GP. But I know the item kind of well, so I can do this instead, which I go and I buy some red chins, and I'm only going to do about 1,000 for you. This is the regular price I've been buying at for a few days now, and it has gotten me a pretty decent amount of cash. So I just dropped them for my offer here. It's way below market price, but they're never going to sell at market price. They're always going to be a little bit lower or a little bit higher. And here you can see that I put up an offer for 772 GP. This means that if I potentially gain these 1,000 red chinchompas when I sell them, I'll be able to make, let me show you here again, I'll be able to take one of these guys for what this guy was selling him, 809. And like I said, I know the market, so I'm potentially going to be getting a lot of chinchompas for very cheap prices and selling them for extraordinary prices. And as you can see, there's one guy flipping them in conjunction with me, and he's selling them at a maximum of 809 GP. That means that when I sell these, I can drop them for 808 or 807. So my chinchompas have priority over his when they sell, because we don't want to be sitting at one price for a very long time, because people can undercut you all the time, and you got to be actively taking your chinchompas and selling them. Usually what I do is I sell whichever ones I get. Like you saw earlier, they were for 809, so we'll drop an offer here for 805. And these will potentially sell faster than the other guys. So we're just going to wait here for, you see they already started selling. And to just show you the profit I could be making with these guys, I have my calculator open. You do what you're selling them at minus what you bought them at, and that's how much you're getting per chinchompa. You multiply that times the number of chins you bought, or items you bought, and I would be making for every 1,000, 33,000 GP. And seeing as how the limit for chinchompas is way above that, which is 20k, I can start making huge offers like these when my item is proven to be sellable. So I'm going to go buy some more. This time I'm going to make a bigger investment so I can maximize on my profit. It's a little bit too much. I'm going to make him, that seems alright. Here I'm buying and I'm selling. Recently the free trade update changed how the GE trade limits worked. Now flipping the market as how before the real trade update, people used to play the market in real time all the time. So for every chin or red chinchompa or item you sell, your ratio will follow it one for one. So if you buy 100 chins and you sell 100 chins, your limit is reset to 20,000 instead of 1900, 900, or 19,900. As you can see, my chins are buying here. And while this works, or does its stuff, you can do other things, like check for other items that you can flip in the meanwhile with the extra cash you have sitting over. I only did 16,000, but as soon as you get to the 20,000 limit, you're gonna have extra cash to flip. So you've just got to go, and flipping is kind of like a guessing game, where you just go around looking for items that are regularly used, like strength potions. What you do is that you go, you get the quantity, and you buy it for an insane amount of cash, something you would never ever pay for this item. I'm gonna just put it up here just in case. You buy one of them, and you see what they're selling at, 730. So that means that you could take, let's see, strength potions. You could buy 1,000 at 730. Just do 500 because I don't have enough at the moment. And you buy them at 730. Then you can go and put them up just to test this time at 735, something pretty close to what you bought them at. You just set it up and you watch the market to see how much you made. Since you have such a small quantity of items, you if this flipping method fails, you don't make any money, you can just put it 1 GP under what you bought them at, and you'll sell them all with minimal loss. 500 GP, not a big deal. And as you can see here, my chins are still buying, and these guys, as you can see, my chins are still buying, and I've got almost half of what I wanted to buy. You see, these guys aren't selling, but should give them a little time. Depends on how many we're at market at 730. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set up 100 of these at what I bought them at, just to see how fast they would sell. And I'll put these back up for 734. Let's try that. And you wait for them. As soon as these sell, these should sell, because that means that you're one of the last people who put up an offer, and if yours goes up first, then that means that people are buying in massive amounts, and potentially this quantity at this price will sell. So it's a good marker for testing out if items will sell at that price or not. You just got to give these some time. Still waiting for these chins. I'm gonna sell the ones that I do have right now for 730. No, what am I doing? For 800. Just put them up for sale. Instant sales, as you can see. Sometimes you'll hit sweet spots like that, and when items start going up, sales are going to stop selling at 800 for a few. They're going to drop back down to 772, which is when you'll get your chinchompas, because that's what flipping is, buying when the market's in demand and selling when it's not. So when people do come back, they buy them at your price, not the current prices that sellers are selling at. And basically, the only real secret to this is not to panic. In case your items don't sell the first time around, the first few minutes or so, just wait it out, because you don't know how these markets work yet. And if you want to see how these markets are kind of doing, just go to Runescape.com. Go to the game guide. Go to Grand Exchange. You can see here prices. And if you want to see how those items were doing, just check out the prices, and you can see that they've been going downhill ever since free trade was reinstated. You can see they rised up to a point where they became very, very expensive, and now they're going down, but as you can see, they're flattening out. So hopefully we can get these strength potions sold. And recently, red chinchambas have been crashing because of the recent merchant. They peaked up around the 2nd of February here, and now they're dramatically dropping. So while that happens, the markets are pretty hysterical, and people don't know what they should be selling at, so they just drop stuff for pretty decent prices. I hope this video showed you the basics behind Grand Exchange item flipping, but the real practice is going to come from doing it yourself over and over until you master flipping and you get to know items very well. There are some items you should stay away from, and those are extremely volatile market items, which cannonballs would be one of. As you can see, cannonballs. You buy one for market price, and you see that they're going for about $3.15, so you can take advantage of this. Although the limit is pretty terrible for cannonballs. You can buy $3.15, and the max limit for them is 10,000, which is what I usually do. But I'm at $3.15, and since you know that they were selling at $3.15 earlier, they are going to go back to $3.15. Somebody's going to sell them at that price, and you just wait them out. You see how they're going to grow little by little until you get your quota of 10,000, which is really going to be 9,999 because the limit is 10,000, and I already bought one. See, there we go. Let me just cancel this because there's one extra here. And you're going to sell these for $3.20. You just wait them out. They'll sell soon, because everybody's buying cannonballs all the time, and they're one of those items that you can always kind of count on, because they're always in rotation, or they're always in the market. Chinchamba is the same. They're one of the best, one of the best items in the game for range training, since they're AoE, and they're always being bought and sold. And as far as I know, they're one of the most popular items for bots, hunter bots, because they're, I've heard, amazing profit per hour. But these right here were the fundamentals of flipping the Grand Exchange. And like these items, you gotta wait out, but there's always money in flipping markets, so just get at it and rape those markets, make lots of cash. Thanks, it was Rejects KS.